Well, hello friends, welcome to another Worship on Wheels. Man, it's amazing. You know, we're approaching that, in fact, we may even be there, that 6-month episode. It's crazy. When I started this series, I didn't intend on doing it but for a couple of months to kind of get people through the COVID season. But I've got, the response has been so nice from the people who do enjoy this that I've just decided to keep doing it as long as I can. You know, if there ever does come a time where I don't have time to do it or I can't do it, oh well, that's the way it goes. But you know, as long as I can do it, I'm gonna. So today, what are we going to talk about? Man, you know, it's funny. Have you ever felt rejected? Just turned away, broken, crushed? You know, that whole idea of just not fitting in. I know as a teenager, I felt that way a lot. So the verse today goes like this. It says, the spirit of a man will sustain him in sickness, but who can bear a broken spirit? Man, you ever felt that way? I'm just broken, man. I just can't, you know, I'm just rejected, man. Nobody cares about me or whatever that is. And we see that so much in society nowadays, where folks feel alone. Like we said last week about confidence, a lot of that is due to the isolation that we find ourselves in due to social media and computers and cell phones and that sort of thing. And we do find ourselves extremely isolated. It's not just a perception, it is a reality. And then of course COVID came along and they made that isolation even worse. And you find people, man, really struggling through their life. I can't tell you the number of folks that I get emails from every week that feel rejected and alone, and that isolation that they feel. So I don't want to approach it necessarily, you know, I mean, the easy way to approach this is, well, how do I fix my rejection? How do I fix my broken spirit? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to help someone else with theirs. And I think through doing that, not only will you not feel rejected, you'll feel more confident. It will help resolve what we were talking about last week. And if you haven't watched last week's video, check it out, like right there. So when someone feels rejected, what do you do? What do you do? How do you help them not feel that way? Well, I can tell you, it's very, very simple. But it's not something that folks think too much about. They see someone who feels rejected and small, belittled and beat down, and they walk on by. What could I do? I don't know anything. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not that smart. I'm not that articulate. What can I do? I can tell you what you can do. You can love them. You can love them. You know, when Paul talks about love, he says, if, you know, I speak with the tongue of men and angels, without love, I am nothing more than a banging gong or clanging cymbal. You know, he talks about how without love, he's nothing. It means nothing without love. And you know, when we don't love people, we really are. I got to watch these guys here. There again, wave at the people who might pull out funny and kill you. But again, loving someone can lift them out of that for that moment. And life is a series of moments. You don't know that an hour later that the person that is articulate is going to come up there and talk to them. Or you don't know that 3 other people are just going to love on them that day. And that series of hugs or handshakes or friendship or those moments that we can love on somebody, it all builds up to create in them a better life. That could be the difference. That can make all of the difference. That can be the difference in someone just feeling terrible and having a miserable day, or it could be the difference in literally someone committing suicide. We have a great responsibility to love our fellow man. You know, I talk about this a lot because this is where the rubber meets the road. It really, really is. And for any of us who have ever felt rejected, and we all have, Whether it was in sports, in school, in high school. Did you ever feel like the kid that wasn't cool? You know, when I was a kid, everybody wore Puma, or Puma, depends on where you're from. Where I was from, they called it Puma. And then, you know, all the smart areas of the world call it Puma. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Everybody wore Puma tennis shoes. And then there were the kids who wore the Kmart tracks. You remember the TR8XX? And you get made fun of at school, man, if you wore the tracks tennis shoes. You had to be cool. You had to wear the Pumas. And then later after that, it was the Nike and all that, and so on and so on. How could something so small seem so big back then? You know, the human condition is actually quite delicate. All of us. Whether it's, I'm not first string, I'm second string, I'm not good enough. Whether it's, I don't wear the cool shoes, I'm not cool enough. I don't ride the right motorcycle, I'm not cool enough, I'm not fast enough, I'm not whatever. You fill in the blank. I'm not young enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not handsome enough, I'm not thin enough, I don't have enough money. Whatever it is, and you can fill in the blank. It all boils down to one thing, the human condition. And we all feel rejected at one time or another in our lives. It is imperative that we reach out and lift our fellow man as we both struggle through this world. And through that, you will feel less rejected, and so will they. So there you have it. Another one in the books. So I want you to know this, my friends. Yes, you are loved, and so am I, and that's really great news. Now, go change the world. We'll see you on the road really, really soon.